To understand the need for active listening, we need to be aware that we receive and evaluate everything through our lens through which we interpret the world. Active listening is a helpful skill for any leader to develop. It helps you truly understand what people are saying in conversations and meetings, and not just what you want to hear or think you heard. Listening is more important than the passive act of receiving a message. It's a very active process. Now, there is a balance found in active listening between being passive and being overly active. So have you ever listened to someone only to realize you were planning your response the entire time? Or been in a situation where the conversation deteriorates to a sequence of statements and stories? Often, our agenda gets in the way of being a good listener. The need for connectivity and belonging is fundamental in people. Spending time with friends or colleagues builds positive emotions. So if social relationships are vital for a happy and fulfilling life, and a critical element of social interaction is good conversation, then we're lost without the skill of active listening. Now, this not only affects those personal relationships, but it's also a critical factor in building a good rapport with our colleagues in the workplace. Listening is our access to understanding. Active listening creates understanding, therefore increasing our effectiveness in leadership. The sense that they're not being listened to by their leader is one of the most frustrating feelings of your colleagues and coworkers. One of the main reasons this breakdown in communication occurs is that we assume that we are actually listening as long as we can hear someone and understand their words. Hearing alone, however, is not enough. Among other things, we need to comprehend what's being said and why. We need to reflect on the intentions of the conversation. And we need to consider the nonverbal communication the sender is displaying. Active listening requires more than open ears. It involves actually engaging with the speaker. It involves paying attention to the conversation, not interrupting, and taking the time to understand what the speaker is discussing. The active element consists of taking steps to draw details that might not otherwise be shared. It shows you care about what the other person has to say and signals that you come away with an understanding that goes below the surface. Listening can be difficult because it involves suppressing your ego long enough to consider what is being said before you respond. For us to be able to respond appropriately, we must understand and retain what the other person has said. Another benefit of active listening is that we listen more sensitively to people. They begin to listen to themselves more carefully, and they start paying attention to their thoughts and feelings. So by practicing your listening skills, you can help your colleagues and teammates become more self-aware. And you are also far more likely to develop a deeper connection with people, which can help your team feel more appreciated and like they truly belong. Active listening is a skill set we can predict, practice, and a skill set we need for our success as a leader. In the following videos, we will begin looking at ways we can develop our active listening skills.